All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome to our second live stream today. My name is Jamie Newman, and I work with Academy of Learning in the marketing department. And we're excited to be able to do some live Q&A, live streaming. What I'm going to be doing right now is walking through a little bit of a presentation on what is Academy of Learning, in case you're unfamiliar. And I'll go through the different programs that we offer. We're actually going to do a little bit of question and answers as people show up for the live stream event. If you have any questions at all, I'll be able to answer those. And we'll give a couple minutes for a few people to show up. I was thinking, so I've done, and maybe you have too, I've done quite a few Zoom meetings, and just with everything that's gone on in the last year. It's over a year. We're like a year and a half, maybe. It's been a long time. And one of the things that we've done on some of these calls, some of these Zoom meetings, is trivia. And so I was actually thinking maybe we should do some trivia to kick things off. And I thought, we should do prizes. So we may do that. We're not going to be doing prizes today because I'm unprepared for prizes. But there's a little bit of, hey, if we're going to do some live streaming, why not have some fun with it? And so what we're doing is we're actually doing a live stream twice a day for the next week-ish. And so we did one this morning at 11 a.m. And we've got another one that's going to be obviously right now, 8 p.m. Mountain time. We're going to do another one tomorrow at 11, another one tomorrow evening at 8. And it's going to just keep going that way. And one of the reasons for that is just the timing of we're opening for summer. And there's a lot of people that have been just kind of struggling, just to be honest, with the pandemic and everything. And there's a glimmer of hope and skepticism at the same time. And so there's a lot of people that are like, hey, I don't know what the future is going to hold for me in my career. I'm not sure if there's going to be job opportunities. I hear that the Alberta economy is going to be opening back up. What does that mean for me? Should I look into college? And obviously, as a career college, we say, yes, you should look at it. That doesn't necessarily mean it's right for you. But our goal over the next week and a bit is to just be able to answer questions. And so we're inviting people to come multiple learning, like to go to school, what is happening with online education. That's the purpose of this, is to just have a place to do that. And so at any point in the next, 30 minutes probably, if you have any questions about Academy of Learning, just hop on and put a comment in. I should be able to see them. As we get better at this, at doing live streaming, we should do some prizes. We should do some trivia, or maybe even some type of scavenger. I don't know. We'll see what we do. But anyway, I was looking it up. We're not going to do any prizes, but there's a couple trivia questions I looked up, and I just thought they were interesting. And so you don't have to answer. You can answer if you know. There's only 4 people on right now, so I don't want to stump anybody. But the first question is like, what is the rarest M&M color? And that's just something like you don't think about. I haven't had actually M&Ms in a while. If you know what the rarest M&M color is, just you can comment that. I don't even know all the colors that are in the M&Ms, but the rarest M&M color is brown. So if you go buy a pack of M&Ms, the odds of getting brown is lower than the odds of the other colors. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And here's another one that I thought was interesting. We've had the internet for, 21 years. I kind of consider the internet only starting in the year 2000. I know that that's not true. But where I grew up, dial-up, I don't even want to call the internet. So I'll say we've had consumer good okay access to the internet for something like 20 years. But it's a question. So does anybody know what www actually stands for? It's just something I hadn't thought about in a very long time. And if you know what www stands for, you can put that in the comments, and you don't win a prize because I don't have any prizes with me. But it is a kind of funny, fun thing. www, what does it stand for? And let's see, I'll do one more. Oh, the answer to that, by the way, World Wide Web. If you didn't know that, www at the beginning of a website, you don't even need to type it in anymore. Stands for World Wide Web. Let's do one more, and then I'll jump into the presentation. We'll do All right. Oh, yeah. I don't know if anyone would know this. I didn't know this until right now, but this will be a fun, fun thing that you can remember and tell somebody. Which singer's real name is Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta? Uh, I'm brown. Yeah, the brown M&Ms. Yeah. Which singer's real name is Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta? If you know that, I'm super impressed. The answer is, and then we'll jump into to our little mini presentation. The answer is Lady Gaga. Oh yeah, yeah, great. There you go, Melissa. Lady Gaga. You knew it. Her real name, Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta. Who knew? I understand why she goes by Lady Gaga. I bet it Google's better and sells records better, and why not have a stage name? Anyway, all right. So I'm going to just start running through a couple things that are going on with Academy of Learning. I'll walk through what our programs are. If you have any questions, just throw them in and I'll answer them in real time. And be happy to even field some tough questions, although I will admit I am not an admissions advisor. And in most cases, I'm learning new software right now. In most cases, check this out. What you'll want to do is you'll want to go to academyoflearning.ab.ca/apply and fill out the form that's on that page, and it'll actually book you a phone call with an admissions advisor. So if there's any questions that I can't answer in real time, that's where I'm going to tell you to go, academyoflearning.ab.ca/apply. Put your questions in there. Sorry, not your questions. Fill out the form and get a phone call with an admissions advisor. But most of the standard questions about how we operate, what programs are available, different things like that, I'm happy to answer. What's school like? What's going on with online education? Are we going back to classes? I'm happy to answer any of those questions. But with that said, let me share my screen, and we'll start running through a presentation that I've got. Let me just throw that in there. There we go. You're not stuck. This is actually a presentation we did in September, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I will use this kind of as a little bit of a slideshow to kind of just talk through some things that are going on in our market that pertain to career college, job opportunities, how to make a good decision. Um, That's really the goal, and talk a little bit more about who we are. So the idea of saying you're not stuck and find your moment is actually really appropriate right now. It's been weird. We're a year and a half into a global pandemic, and it's hit Alberta really hard at a minimum from a restriction standpoint. Our economy has really suffered. The future is uncertain, even with the opening for Alberta. And as a result, there's a lot of people that feel understandably stuck. Whether that's stuck, hey, I can't find a job, I keep applying everywhere, no one's getting back to me, or people who feel stuck. Hey, I'm working maybe a retail or minimum wage job. I don't know that I can earn more. I'm having trouble upgrading my skills. There's lots of people who have been laid off, hoping they'll get back, or hours have been cut. And there's a whole bunch of uncertainty of what am I going to be able to do in the future. And there's a number of other reasons as well. But the reason that our college exists is to help people get unstuck. And that's kind of what we're going for. Like right now is a tremendous opportunity to consider upgrading or to consider building education and training for a new career. And the reason I can say that so confidently is because you don't have to worry about what's happening today. You have to think about what's coming a year from now. And I'll get into this in a little bit, but I shouldn't say most, all of our programs that we offer take less than 12 months to complete. Some are quite a bit shorter than that. But the way that we like to think about it is, hey, in 1 year from today, you could be working in a brand new job. And that's really important right now because, again, you're not thinking about, I don't know, you hop on Indeed and you look for a job that you're qualified for. It doesn't matter. What you want to be thinking about is 1 year from today, what could be different? 1 year from today, what are the opportunities that are going to be going on in the Alberta economy? How do I capitalize on that? Because right now things are uncertain, and if you do not have the qualifications to get some of these jobs that are there's not a lot of them, what you want to be considering is, how do I take advantage of how Alberta is investing money into our economy? How do I take advantage of the way that our Alberta economy, the way that even the way that our government is changing things? How do I take advantage of that so that I can provide for my family? And typically, people are looking for three things when they're considering their career. Thing one would be job security, the ability to have a COVID-proof job. We'll talk about some of those specific opportunities through our programs. Financial stability, so the ability to earn more or earn more money. And on average, our graduates earn 60% more than minimum wage. And it varies depending on the different types of roles and programs. And then the third thing is finding fulfillment, doing something that you love to do. There's nothing worse than doing a job where it drains you versus builds you up. And to find something you're passionate about is really, really important. And so I'll talk through a little bit about that as well. But that's the idea here. You're not stuck, and we want you to find your moment. And the discussion around your moment it's the moment when everything changes. That's really what we work hard to help our students find, and that could happen at any stage between now and whenever you hit your strides, so to speak. So for some people, the moment that they actually make the decision to go to college is a moment that changes everything. When they decide to be the first one to graduate college, it's a big deal. Or when they step out and take a risk, that's a big deal. That's a moment that changes everything. For other people, it's maybe halfway through a program when they start training for something, and all of a sudden it clicks, and like, I get it. This is exciting. This is really interesting. I want to do this for the rest of my life. That moment is incredible. And our student support and our instructors, our facilitators get to watch that happen. For others, it's when they graduate, when they can say, I did it. I am now qualified for a variety of job opportunities where I'm going to earn more money and I'm going to find fulfillment. That's a big moment. And for others, it's when they actually land that job, or when they get that pay raise, or when they've paid off their student loans so fast and they realize that all the additional income they're earning from getting paid more is now actually going towards the things that they had goals for. That's the financial stability piece. And any kind of investment, we'll talk about that as well. Again, if you have any questions at all, just throw them in the chat. I'll happily stop what I'm doing and just answer a question live. We're also going to be having some guests on these live streams as we do them a little bit later. So one thing that I'll just mention right off the bat is we have a referral program. And what that means is, if you refer a friend to Academy of Learning and they explore one of our programs and start, you'll get paid $250 as a thank you from us. So if you have any friends or family that are considering maybe a job change, they're not happy in their job, or they're struggling to find a new job, and they're not really sure what to do, send them over our way, and they can explore career opportunities and see if career training could help them find what they're looking for. The way to do that is, let me just change my screen for a second. The way to do that is, if you just go to our website, this is our homepage, and you go to the menu. I know it's a little bit confusing. We'll fix this because this is recently expanded. This program used to be only available for our current students and alumni. But if you go to admissions and then go down to student referral program and you click on this, you'll be able to get to a page that explains how our referral program works. It's very simple. If you refer a friend and they start a program, you get $250. It's not complicated. And then you click this button, refer a friend today. That'll take you to a Google form, and you just give us their name and phone number. We'll reach out and give them some information about our college. And if they choose to start, we'll have your information as well. We'll contact you and give you $250 as a thank you. And it's neat because 30% of the people that actually come to school with us, 30% of our students are referred. And that is just a testament to the great experience that our graduates and students have. But we've expanded this referral program so that anybody who knows anybody can get paid to refer their friends. And that's just because we want to reach more people. Again, we're walking into Open for Alberta, or whatever it is, Open for Summer, Alberta Open for Summer. And it's an exciting time for a lot of people, but it's also a little bit of an uncertain time. Will I find that job? Should I start looking at career college? And so if you have any friends, send them our way. We'd be happy to connect with them. The other thing that I want to bring up is we've got 7 scholarships that we are offering for students who start before the end of June. And so if you, this is realistic, by the way, you could start a new program on Monday. That's not crazy. You could actually start training. And we've got 7 scholarships referencing our 7 campuses that we own and operate across, or that are franchised that we operate across Alberta. So that's, we've got 3 in Edmonton, 1 in Red Deer, 2 in Calgary, and 1 in Medicine Hat. We're giving away from each of those campuses a $2,500 scholarship to someone who starts a program before the end of June. So definitely a good time to do that. All right, so let me get back to the presentation, though, and I'll just get on with what you're interested in. So what we're going to cover, I'm going to run through quite a bit of this stuff pretty quickly, but what is Academy of Learning Career College? What is our integrated learning system? Why does that matter? Who our people are, what opportunities are available, and I'll give some thoughts on what's going on in the job market, what the prospects are. And then I'll just talk about it again. Any questions that you have, I'll be able to answer those. So for starters, Academy of Learning, we're part of Canada's largest career college network. That's a really big deal because we're not, this is not our first time, like we're not new to the game. Let me put it that way. We've actually got 25 years of success operating franchises in Alberta. And Academy of Learning has actually been around since, I think it's 1986, might be 1987. I should have written that down. But we've been around for a long time. We've got a great track record of helping people train for careers where, again, it impacts job security, financial stability, and fulfillment. And one of the unique things about our the franchises that we operate in Alberta, again, that's 3 in Edmonton, 1 in Red Deer, 2 in Calgary, and 1 in Medicine Hat, is when you take all of our programs, all of our students across all of Alberta, and you look at the average, 83% of our students graduate and 87% find a job in their field when they graduate. That's massive. As a private career college, we are held accountable to report on numbers. Not every school does. Most universities aren't held accountable. Like, they're not going to close their doors if people don't graduate or if people don't find jobs. We have an obligation. Alberta Education, all of our programs are licensed through. We have an obligation to report on that information, and we're proud of our numbers. You will graduate, and you will find a job when you graduate. That's a big impact when you evaluate return on investment. If you had very low odds of success and you're going to be investing in education, that's not a very good investment. But when you look and be like, and this is going off of last year's numbers, all through COVID, our graduates found jobs. That's really important to evaluate, because anytime that you're thinking of a college education, you're thinking of making an investment. Has to be worth it. So that's Academy of Learning, and we provide career training in a bunch of different categories. I'll walk through the specific programs, but it hits accounting, business, community service and support, healthcare, hospitality, IT, insurance, legal, office administration, actually a ton of different administrative roles in all industries, and graphic and web design. And the thing that sets us apart, a lot of people ask us, hey, like what's unique about Academy of Learning? These are kind of I'll say the 6 things, and I'm just going to summarize them for the sake of time. But we help people train for a career in a way that actually works for them. So the idea of learning at your own pace. There's nothing worse than being stuck in a rigid classroom structure where you're forced to go at the same pace as the classroom. That just doesn't work for everybody. There's certain times where if you're learning something, you're going to pick it up just like that. And you're like, hey, let's move on. Let's go to the next thing. I'm really excited to move forward. There's going to be other times where you're really interested in a subject and you want to dive deeper just because you enjoy it. And then there's other times where things are going to be challenging. It's going to be hard to learn something. And the ability to slow down and take your time to really make sure you understand the concepts that you're being taught is really important. And so we've designed all of our programs to enable that learning at your own pace. And we align all of that with student support services to actually help you through things And the end result is you actually just learn better. Why does that matter? Well, if you learn properly, you're going to graduate. And not only are you going to graduate, but you're going to graduate with the skills you need to actually get employed. So we designed all of our programs to hit a variety of different learning styles. And that's, I'll talk about ILS in a few minutes. And that's ILS is a wonderful tool for online training that we've had for years, not just from COVID. The other thing that I'll say sets us apart, or is really convenient, is the flexible schedules. Many of our students have other jobs that they're working at the same time they're going to college. They can't give those up. They want to train for something better, but maybe they're working in retail and have a volatile schedule, or maybe they're working during the day and they can only do training in the evening, or maybe they've got different schedules with their kids or with someone else in the family they need to take care of. And we offer a lot of flexibility, especially with our ILS courses, but there's just a lot of options. The idea is that anybody, no matter how crazy you think your schedule is, the reason our school exists, or one of the reasons, is to help people just like you find a way to overcome a busy or chaotic or volatile schedule and actually get your training done. And that's one of the things that makes us proud, is when we have a student graduate and they've had a difficult schedule, they come to us and they're able to work in training according to their schedule. Lisa's asking a question. I'll just answer this right now. Why does it say there's one in Airdrie, or is Airdrie considered part of Calgary? It says there's one in Airdrie because there is one in Airdrie. Again, Academy of Learning, we're the largest network of career colleges across Canada. The ones that we operate are 7 specific ones in Alberta, but I believe there's actually 10 in Alberta. And we just don't operate those ones. But what I will say is, if you still, like if you've already gone to our website and hit the apply button and selected Calgary, but you're actually Airdrie is where you are, we would just connect you with the Airdrie location. So the whole idea is we want to make sure that you get to the franchise or to the location closest to you. We personally don't operate Academy of Learning in Airdrie, but Academy of Learning in Airdrie operates the exact same way that we operate. One in Brooks, Alberta, and High River, maybe. I shouldn't make stuff up. So what you can do to see all of our locations, or if you're specifically looking to connect with the Airdrie location, if you just go to academyoflearning.com, you'll actually find all of the locations all across Canada. And if you fill it out there, you can actually select Airdrie from a drop down. The website we have at the bottom of this stream is specifically for the 7 that we operate. But again, there's no difference. We offer the same thing in all the different locations. All right, I'll keep going. I'm not going to make us watch this video, but I will talk a little bit about ILS. And this is important. I'm going to, again, summarize it for the sake of time. But the ILS stands for Integrated Learning System, and it's a cloud-based online training platform. And the way that it's been designed is to help people learn according to their strengths. And so you've got different types of learners. Some people are visual learners. They like graphics and they like video content, and they're visual learners. Some people are auditory learners, or read and write learners, where they want to take notes. They want to listen to lectures. They want to read articles. They want to read books. And then others are hands-on learners. We call them kinesthetic learners. And a kinesthetic learner says, let me have it. Let me add it. Let me do something. Don't tell me how to do something. Show me and let me try it. And so the ILS is a platform that combines those learning styles so that no matter how you learn, you can engage with online training content in a way that will actually help you learn according to your strengths. And there's a lot of other features that, again, for the sake of time, I won't go through. But here's what actually I'll say matters typically when people are looking at us today. We went all across Alberta. There was a shutdown, and pretty much all schools went online. If not, well, all schools did go online. And ILS is something that has actually been part of AOL for years. And it wasn't always online, but we've been doing online training for over 5 years. And so when COVID hit, it wasn't like, oh, what are we going to do to service our students online? It was just, well, hey, typically students would come into our computer lab and work alongside a facilitator, and go through the integrated learning system. Now they can just do that from home. Nothing had to change. The only thing that changed was our facilitators became virtual facilitators, where instead of walking around a computer lab, they'll talk to you on the phone, they'll chat with you, they'll email with you, or they'll meet with you in a virtual meeting to help you get through your course. And so the reason that that's important is if you're evaluating a college, we are hoping that we'll all be back on campus and in person soon, and that works for a lot of people. But we've also found that we've been able to reach more people who, again, for schedules, online learning really works. And we found a way that really helps a lot of students get their work done remotely in the comfort of their own home. They don't have to worry about childcare. They got a lot more flexibility. But anytime you're looking at a college and evaluating it, you want to find out what their track record is of online training. Is this something that they're just figuring out and it's going to be a tough learning experience, or is this something that they're good at? And thankfully for us, we were already good at it. We're already doing it. And we already have the graduation and the job placement rates from years of experience doing this, that when we were told, hey, you're online only, we're like, okay, that's not difficult. Just make sure people can access their training from home. It was actually quite simple. But let me get into the programs. Real quick, don't take my word for it for anything I say. We have, and this is actually old, and I believe it says 7-year winner. I believe it was actually 17. I think that was a typo there. Not that it matters, but we won again for 2021 for both Northern and Southern Alberta, the Consumer Choice Award, which just recognizes the best in education. And so in our category, we continue to win, and that's a testament to our ability to just help people train for careers they love and find jobs, and they continue to refer people to us and give us great testimonials. And we won again this year. So we're now 19 years Northern Alberta, and either 8 or 18. It doesn't matter. We're consistent winners with the Consumer Choice Award for Southern Alberta as well. Let me just quickly, again, before I go into our programs, I'll just tell you how our campuses work and how our staff works. So we have admissions advisors. Those are the people you want to connect with. As soon as you are hearing me say this, whether you're watching a replay of this or you're on live right now, the admissions advisors are experts in their locations, and they're experts in terms of financial aid, in terms of career counseling. What they do, their job is to talk to people like yourself, find out what your goals and interests are, tell you what the opportunities are within your that align with your goals and interests, and then help you figure out if training for a new career is going to actually work for you. And that means helping you explore and apply for financial aid opportunities, finding different grants, talking to you about the different qualifications required for the different programs. That includes talking to you about how to manage a schedule, how to manage a budget, all those things. And that's really where an admissions advisor is going to answer any question you could possibly have. So if you're in Red Deer, for instance, you want to talk to an admissions advisor that is in Red Deer. If you're in Calgary, you want to talk to an admissions advisor that's in Calgary. Airdrie was brought up. You'll want to talk to one that's in Airdrie, because they can talk to you about the prospects of what's going on in that local market and the opportunities, and then help you through that application process. Then we have our campus staff. You don't see them right now. We're virtual, but we have staff management that are behind the scenes helping our school operate. We've got people that are going into the campus every day, and some people are working from home right now, answering the phones. Our administrative staff that help keep everything running and take care of our students and field phone calls. And we've also got, obviously, our campus cleaning staff that make sure it's a safe environment. Even now, and especially as we start making the return, there's a lot of high expectations that we have always have for having a clean, comfortable environment, but especially so given what's been going on over the last year and a half. Then we have our student support services personnel. So student support they're like coaches. And it is a huge part of how our college has found success. Is we have people, their job is to help coach and help support our students and help them graduate. life happens. Things are tough sometimes. Courses are tough. Different responsibilities come up. Challenges come up, and our student support personnel are the ones that you call when things are difficult. They're the ones that cheer you on when you're doing a great job. They're the ones that pick you up when you're struggling, and it's something that when we have people graduate from Academy of Learning, they consistently, well, they praise all of our staff, but student support is something that we just find so valuable. Our students and our graduates find so valuable to just have someone they can call to just talk through challenges that they're facing. And then I've mentioned our facilitators. These are for all of our ILS, our integrated learning system programs. These are all graduates of Academy of Learning, and they've gone through the courses, and they're able to help you learn the skills and help you navigate the online course that you're going through, which is, again, incredibly important to the success of our students. And then we have instructors. These are people that have to have real world work experience in order to teach any of our instructor led programs. And they have to have the qualifications that are necessary to teach them. So we have very high standards in terms of who's teaching our programs. And I think that's just always important. It's always the classic example is the person who went to school to teach people how to go to school, but they've never worked in the real world. Our instructors have to. They have to have real world work experience before they can teach our programs. And then our students are awesome. Again, 30% of our students are referred, and people have a great time. And that's one of the most rewarding times is our graduation. And you can actually, if you go on our YouTube channel, you can actually see our graduation, all 4 of them. We had 695 graduates that we celebrated just about a month or a little over a month ago, and you can actually watch their grad speeches and hear some testimonials on there if you're interested to hear what our graduates have to say. So that's exciting as well. All right, let me run through. I'm going to skip this. Let me run through our programs and give you a little bit of opinions. Then if you have any questions before we close off, just throw them in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer them. So the first category is accounting. So accounting and bookkeeping, payroll accounting, payroll administrator. This is a field that has, I'm going to say, has not been tremendously negatively impacted by COVID. And it is something that is not going away. It is, in theory, you could call it a COVID-proof job. Now, obviously, if you've got a 12,000 people and they do layoffs, maybe that could hit the accounting team as well. But the point is this: every single company, whether they're doing poorly or doing really well, has to manage their books. They have to file taxes. And so this is a really good, stable skill set to have. Employees always need to be paid. Payroll always is a requirement. And accounting and bookkeeping skills are always in demand. New businesses are starting all the time. And so there's always a demand for the accounting field. So that's if you're interested in numbers, I'm not, but if you were, great field to look at programs in. Then we have business. This really hits a bunch of different categories. You can see here entrepreneurial. So if you want to start your own business, you can take courses and programs that are going to help you learn how to manage a business responsibly and how to make good choices and learn different things. There's business management. If you want to be a manager, that blue seal is interesting. So there's a lot of people who are skilled trades personnel, and they want to have an opportunity to get more behind the scenes and off the tools. And so being able to get business management with a Blue Seal certification is really great for career advancement and for those who maybe they've been working out in the field and they want a job where they've got the skills to manage and supervise and look at business management. So there's lots of different things. Obviously, administration, that hits every industry. Insurance is pretty important, and there's a little bit more of a niche there. And marketing, again, every business needs good marketing personnel, says the marketing guy. Community service. This is a really important category of programs that we offer, and I say really important just because of the service this is to our Alberta community. I mean, it kind of goes without saying, but when you actually look at what's happened over the last year and a half, both educational assistant and community service worker roles are currently and will only increase in demand. When you're talking about job stability, with the exception of educational assistant being a little bit uncertain over the last year, These programs are going to help you find jobs that are going to be around for a long time. Community service, one of the things I want you to think about logically is what's happened as a result of all the lockdowns and the restrictions is it's exposed the need for mental health. And our federal government and our Alberta government has been making investments into the mental health of Albertans. So not only is that an important thing, but there's government money that is going into those industries to make sure that we are structured and set up in a way that we can meet the needs of the community. And yeah, there's a lot of hurting people that can be helped, but there's also career opportunities where you can help people and find again. So like that's a fulfillment piece, but you're not just volunteering. There's actual careers where you can help people and find financial stability and job security. And then the education thing, again, it's been weird with how schools have been like open, closed. And yeah, there's been a number of educational assistants that have struggled actually. However, with the plan to go back to school in the fall, there's constantly a look at what is that going to do to the staffing needs. When we think about even in Alberta, the last school shutdown, that was a staffing issue. And they didn't have enough staff to actually operate the schools properly. And so they were forced to do that shutdown for a period of time. But beyond that, you've got changing protocol in terms of how many teachers are needed and the class sizes. And there's so many things that are changing. And the demand for educational assistance is growing and expected to be extremely high and progressively growing throughout the next school year, which means, again, you start a program today, you're going to be graduating at a time when the need for educational assistance is probably going to be at its highest it's been in a long time. So that's a really exciting industry. Creative design. If you are interested in web or graphic design, if that's you, if you're a creative, tons of opportunities, whether you're starting your own business or looking to support a business, and this has been so true with everything going online, the companies that have managed to figure out how to create a great experience online, the ones who figured out how to do great social media marketing, how to have catchy graphics, how to put ads together really well, those businesses have done well. There's a lot of businesses that are looking for good web designers and good graphic designers to take their business to reach people online and through social media. So lots of opportunities there. Healthcare is another crazy in-demand industry. If anything, if there's anywhere that I would hedge my bet on long-term investment, it is going to be in the healthcare industry. And so whether that's with the increased regulations that constantly happen and new protocols, and even when you think of like vaccine rollouts, and when you think of different documentation needs that are constantly growing, the administrative support and virtual healthcare, the administrative support required to support our healthcare system is massive and only growing. But there's also, I mean, our government cares for good reason. And I think our people care. We want a great healthcare system. We want to take care of our people. And when that's important, you end up seeing a lot of opportunities open up. So anything when it comes to health is definitely a hot industry that is going to be around. It is COVID proof. They are not laying off healthcare workers. And there's no plans to lay off healthcare workers anytime soon, to my knowledge. So anything within the healthcare industry is something that if that's of interest to you, is going to give you job stability and financial security. Hospitality. This one, I'll say it's kind of up to you what you think. Depends on your interests. Restaurants have suffered. The hospitality industry has suffered. We do offer training in hospitality management. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a matter of where you see the opportunity. So that's the downside. The upside is just because the tourism industry has taken a hit doesn't mean people aren't traveling. Try finding a camping spot right now. All the campgrounds are booked up. The difference is people are going away. They're just going away locally. And there's actually, and we're expecting a tremendous increase in demand as Alberta opens up for the summer. But one of the things that is going to be really, really important in this industry is learning good business and customer service skills. When there's increased competition or decreased demand, companies in the hospitality, so that's hotels, restaurants, theme parks, museums, anything I'll say related to tourism and customer service. Um, the way that you treat people is going to, and the way that you run your business is going to dictate the success of your business. So as hotels start to get busier over the this summer and over the next year, as restaurants start reopening or revamping, there's an increased demand for people who actually know what they're doing in hospitality. So if it's of an interest to you, it could be a great program to look at. If it's not interesting to you, I wouldn't waste your time with it. It's not one of those, oh, well, it's going to really pay well. There's a ton of jobs. This is not the hottest one. Healthcare, that's hot. IT, that's hot. Hospitality, not hot. But at the same time, there are opportunities, and having a hospitality management training will help you get those opportunities because you'll be more valuable than other people who are going to be looking for those jobs. Legal, we've got legal administrative assistant. Something that has not been impacted by COVID is the legal industry. Lawyers, they still exist. They're still necessary. Whenever someone dies and you have to deal with the estate or planning for a future and you're working on a will, those things never change due to COVID. When you're buying a house, you need a lawyer. There's certain things that are always like, this is a COVID-proof industry. And so if you've got an interest in legal, great time to be considering a training program there. Now, immigration, if you're interested in immigration, we've had a program in the past, and we are looking at a new one coming soon. So if you're interested in that, again, go to academylearning.ab.ca, the thing at the bottom, /apply. And just put that you're interested in immigration and talk to an admissions advisor, and they'll be able to help you understand, hey, when is that program coming? What does that look like? What are other options if that's something that's of interest to you? Because our immigration program was really, really popular, and we are looking at bringing something new in for those who are interested. And then technology. These categories of our programs, our graduates make the most money. These are so in demand. And if you look at the, you can Google this. I don't have it up in front of me, but Alberta skills, building skills 2030 or something. Google building skills for jobs. If you Google that, there's a ton of information about an initiative our Alberta government launched, I believe, August of last year, which was right at one of the turning points in our in terms of restrictions and in terms of COVID. And they started looking forward. Hey, where do we actually see the Alberta economy in 10 years? And one of the big areas they're investing in is and seeing a demand for and responding to with investment in time, attention, and money to make sure schools are providing training to make sure that Albertans can meet the incoming demand is IT. And so we've had our network administrator and our PC support specialist roles for a long time, but we literally launched in the last 7 days our web and software developer program. So if you are interested in computers or IT, you have to check that out. It's really cool stuff. I mean, I'm a little bit of a tech nerd myself, but it's all the way websites and software programs are built. Like, I'm live streaming right now from my computer. It's got a camera and going across the internet, and you're connecting on social media and watching this. And that was all built by web and software developers. And we've got a program where you can learn to do that. But there's so much happening in the IT space. And then the other thing is blockchain. So if you're interested in Bitcoin or supply chain, and I don't know if your brain is wired that way, mine's not. I find it the most interesting thing. I have no idea what it means. But if blockchain's of interest, we have courses in blockchain. It's a real exciting industry with a lot going on in it. I just don't understand what it all is. But if that's of interest to you, IT is the hottest place to be looking for long-term job security and financial stability. Again, the highest paying jobs of our graduates are in the IT space. Huge in demand. And then we have some individual courses as well. Home inspection, computers, English training. If you're looking to upgrade your skills or add more value to earn a promotion, or set yourself apart from other competitors in the job market right now, and you aren't looking to do a full 12-month program, but you just want to upgrade your skills, we've got different courses that you can also look at. So again, what I want you to do is really, if you have any questions, you can ask them right now, and I'll answer any questions that you have. Oh, great one, greatness. Fantastic question, because I should have hit on this earlier. Does Academy of Learning, I'm going to actually put it up because I'm going to use my live stream stuff. Check this out. There we go. Does Academy of Learning help with finding jobs in the field of choice? And the answer is yes. We are required to report, and I mentioned this right at the beginning, we're required to report on how many of our students find jobs in their field after they graduate. And so it's really important to us, one, because it's a success metric that we're held accountable to, but ultimately it validates that what we're doing actually matters and makes a difference. So we do offer job placement assistance, and that, I'll say, depends on the program. But you can talk about what that looks like if you book a meeting or connect with an admissions advisor and talk through the program you're interested in. It'll look different. For instance, our healthcare aid program has a practicum. Our community services programs have practicums. And so what you do is you get essentially on-the-job training, and oftentimes those lead into your jobs when you graduate. In other fields, we have connections of employers that routinely hire our graduates because we've got relationships with and networks all across the various cities. And PC specialist, I'm not the best person to answer on that. But depends where you are. So again, that's why it's really good to connect with an admissions advisor. I'm not sure if you're in Calgary, Edmonton, or where you are, but when you go to this page, I'll just show you what happens and why this makes sense. So if you go to academyoflearning.ab.ca/apply, and then you fill out this, I'm just going to do test for the sake of not bothering anybody. Don't call me. 11111. This phone number will not work. And let's say you're in Calgary and the northeast area of Calgary, and you are interested in, we'll call it IT. If you're not really sure which one, you can just go undecided, but PC specialist. Okay, well, we'll go Edmonton. And three options of our locations in Edmonton. Let's downtown, give example. You pick the one that makes sense for you. I am interested in how in job placement assistance opportunities for PC specialist after I graduate. So whatever questions you have, or maybe it's I want to know about graduation rates for that program. And what this will do when I hit the apply now, it's actually going to connect me with an admissions advisor in the campus that I've selected. So obviously any of the Edmonton ones will be in Edmonton, right? But it'll do that. And my questions and my area of interest tell that admissions advisor what information to bring when we connect. And then I go here and I can see the schedule for this week. This is just showing a few days, but if I go next week or this week, doesn't really matter. It'll show the availability of Jason Stacy, who is the admissions advisor that I've been connected with in Edmonton. And I can just pick a time. And so I can pick, you know what, let's do a call at 10:30 on what's the 21st, Monday. And if I have any additional comments, I can do this. And what that does is Jason will get a message saying that you want to chat at that time. He'll confirm it. And then he'll bring answers to your questions and be just prepared to answer any other questions you have and just talk you through the program you're interested in, the job placement assistance, and anything else that you want to know. So it's really, really easy, and it's the best way to get very specific questions answered. You can also, for any of our programs, if you're just on our website and you're just wondering what's included, just go to programs. So there's a drop down here, and you can go to technology, for instance, and I don't know if there's any information about job placement assistance, but this is for every program, just using it as an example. You can learn about what's covered in the program to see if it's of interest to you. How long it takes. This one's a 51-week program, so it takes less than a year to complete the program, which means 1 year from today you could be working in your field or sooner. Um, uh, and you can schedule a meeting right from here too, if you want to do that. Uh, Now, the anticipated salary, again, obviously there's a range from 33,000 to 70,000. And I don't remember where it is, but you can actually search. I think it's a government of, let's see if I have a bookmark on it. I don't think I saved a bookmark for it. I won't make you watch me go through all the different my Google search. But the government of Canada, you can actually search average wages for the different positions that you're looking for, and you'll be able to find out how much money you could make. And so we've got this for all of the different programs that we have, what courses are included. So you can get quite a bit of information through our website. And then if you're interested and you fill out the form that is on the program page, it'll tell the admissions advisor that's the program you were looking at. So again, they can bring any information to your phone call. So I probably over answered that question, but why not? Anyway, what I will leave you all with as we close off is, if you think of other questions, we'll be doing this again at 11 a.m. tomorrow. So you can always come back and ask more questions. You can also, as I've already mentioned, just go to academyoflearning.ab.ca/apply, and you can get connected with an admissions advisor, and then you can ask them the questions. The other thing is, we are offering $250 for anyone you refer. So if you're thinking of going to school, bring a friend. We've actually, it happens quite frequently where someone will come in and they'll be like, oh, this sounds really interesting. And they're like, oh, I've got a friend who probably wants to do this. And you go to school together with one of your friends. And if you refer them and they start, you get $250. So that is expanded. It was typically only reserved for our current students and our alumni. But now anyone who refers somebody to us, and if they start a program, you can get $250. So if you think of anybody who may be interested in exploring a new type of career, or who's looking for a change, or who's having trouble finding a job, send them to us, and we'll help them explore whether or not one of the career opportunities, career training, is going to be worth it for them. And just help them, give them all the information to make a decision. If they decide to start, you get $250. And the last thing I'll leave you with is, right now we are celebrating 25 years of success in Alberta. That's 25 years where we've been operating our franchises. Again, Academy of Learning has been around for longer than that. But one of the ways that you can celebrate with us is start. And the reason that's a celebration is because we're giving away $2,500 from each of our 7 campuses. So again, that's 3 in Edmonton, 1 in Red Deer, 2 in Calgary, and 1 in Medicine Hat. Each one of those campuses is giving away $2,500 to one student who starts before the end of June. And it is realistic that you could actually start training next week. That's not crazy. Our programs have flexible start dates, and you could get entered to win that $2,500. But even beyond that, an admissions advisor is going to tell you all about the different grants available and financial aid, and how to actually work out, is this a good investment? What's my return on that investment? How much money could I make when I graduate? How would I pay for it? All that stuff. How much does the program I'm interested in cost, etc. Admissions can help you with all those things. And Marin says interested in blockchain. That's awesome. It's fascinating. I don't know what it is, but it's fascinating, and we train on that. So again, what you can do is, if you're filling out the if you're interested in that program, when you get to this page, just put information technology. That's where blockchain is under. But you can also just put in here, I'm interested in blockchain. And that way they can bring all the information about that program and the different career opportunities. But yeah, Bitcoin, I know, operates on blockchain. There's a whole bunch of supply chain stuff, fascinating stuff. But yeah, so the answer to what program is the blockchain, I believe it's a series of courses. It may also be part of another program. And again, we've got the new web developer and software developer. But if you just put, I'm interested in blockchain, and the admissions advisor will gather you some information. The other thing that you can do is, if you go to this magnifying glass on our website, this might be helpful. Because again, I find blockchain really cool. It has hurt my head to think about. We've got here, I'll just hit the search button, and there's some information on our website about the programs, and a couple blog posts on the type of content and the use cases of blockchain. But again, the best thing to do is talk to a admissions advisor and be like, okay, what's the course like? How long is it? What type of jobs can I get afterward? Tell me about the other IT opportunities. Could they go hand in hand, etc. But this little magnifying glass is a wonderful tool if you're interested in anything, finding information through our website. Anyway, we are almost at the end of the hour. But thank you everybody for joining. Hope it's been helpful, and hope we can answer more questions. We'll be going live at 11 a.m. to answer more questions tomorrow, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, or book a meeting. Connect with an admissions advisor at academyoflearning.ab.ca/apply. And by starting a program, you could be entered to win one of 7 $2,500 scholarships. And by referring a friend, you could earn $250 if they start a program. So that's really cool. Thanks, everybody, and have a wonderful evening. And maybe we'll do more trivia tomorrow. I haven't decided, but that was kind of fun at the beginning to learn about M&Ms. Have a good one, everyone.